What the hell is MrBeast doing with this garbage?
There's a new way to make professional-looking viral thumbnails with zero Photoshop experience.
I absolutely despise this editing style on the intro. It's so schizophrenic and designed specifically for those who have a very low attention span, which is unfortunately most people online. Also, people still do use Photoshop, but there are definitely free alternatives that you can use. Canva is pretty much good enough for 99% of people, and if you really want something like Photoshop, Photopea or GIMP are free. And yes, MrBeast is promoting a service where you can use AI to generate your thumbnails, but you have to pay a lot of money for these services when you could have just used Canva for free. I have no idea what makes MrBeast thinks that this is a good thing to advertise, and I especially can relate with Jacksepticeye, who for some reason is included among the people in there. But the absolute best part of this whole ad is not the horribly generated garbage AI thumbnails, but the fact that they included Moist Critical as one of the YouTubers to take thumbnail inspirations from when his thumbnails literally require zero Photoshop skills. You don't need this AI to emulate that when there are free tools that will let you do that. There are many times when I criticize and bash AI products, but I'm not anti-AI, I just hate the constant misuse of AI. There's a new study that shows how ChatGPT may be eroding critical skills. This honestly isn't really that surprising because having ChatGPT to do the work for you is really not going to lead you to remembering what you're doing. I mean, I can totally relate. I was a college student after all. I definitely cut corners a lot during my college times, but at the end of the day, you really have to weigh the consequences of you using AI to finish your work compared to just writing the whole thing yourself. Are you willing to sacrifice the opportunity to learn about what you're going to write in favor of getting results as fast as possible? Or are you going to spend some time to absorb all the information you need to actually stretch your creative legs and retain the information that you have? If you ask me, it really depends on the situation and what you're willing to learn. Personally, I want my writing to have a personality. There are certain writing traits and quirks for my videos and even my personal fiction writing that only I have, which defines me and my personality as a whole. This is why I don't use AI to write my videos. A lot of times they just straight up do not capture my personality and writing quirks that I typically have that are only unique to me. I tried using AI to write my videos, but they end up very soulless and devoid of personality that I'd rather just step in and write it myself. If you really don't want to get that AI brain rot when doing your assignments or essays, I personally recommend writing, making, and researching the whole thing yourself. Later on, when it's almost finished, you can use AI to tweak it a little bit because that's the group that gets the best results according to the study. It's when AI is used as an assistant rather than the one who does all the work that ends up with the best results. I said that many times already. You use AI to assist you doing most of the work rather than having them do most of the work for you. And I'm glad that research confirmed that using AI could enhance learning as opposed to diminishing it. Or better yet, be old school and don't use AI at all. Go back to paper if you really have to. I still use them on the go. Totally underrated tool in these modern times if you ask me. I bring this up because the amount of idiots using AI in current year is absolutely astronomical. There are people on TikTok using ChatGPT for mediumship. Mediumship as in contacting the spirits of the dead. And yet ChatGPT somehow managed to get shockingly accurate results because the things being said by ChatGPT are things that they have never shared to anyone. I think it's because you chatted with ChatGPT prior to your mediumship about things that you really shouldn't have shared to chatbots in general. One girl was sent by her ChatGPT to find records hidden in her house, and they were there. Yeah, I think it has nothing to do with AI being connected with spirits and more to do with them knowing what kind of person you are. I don't think it's a violation of privacy anymore when the person just willingly share private information to an entity that they obviously shouldn't share with. It's more like social suicide. Thinking about how I accidentally lifted the veil between dimensions by asking ChatGPT to pretend to be a medium for funsies, and it came back with a channeled message from my rescue dog's late owner that addressed things I've never spoken out loud. I think it's because you've spoken with ChatGPT about that before this. You willingly shared private information to them. That's how they know that stuff. No one's privacy is being violated if you just willingly share your stuff. It's not surprising it has access to information that others don't. Yes, it's not surprising because you have shared them. I do have to distinguish between uninformed AI users to arrogant AI bros. Arrogant AI bros are unfortunately very common. You take 2 hours to read one book. Yes, I'm glad that it took me 2 hours to read one book because at least I have effectively absorbed the information that I want to absorb. Do you know how an AI bro would do their job? They just used an AI to make a 3-level summary. That's pretty much it. The thing is, these two solutions can be applicable depending on the situation. If you want something quick without wasting too much time, then sure, I guess you can just read the Wikipedia plot summary of a movie and totally forget about it. But reading the Wikipedia plot summary is not exactly the same experience as actually watching the movie itself. We are not the same. Oh, I agree on that part, alright. We are definitely not the same. I get to experience a whole secret agent mission. You just read the cliff notes and drink coffee for 58 minutes. And then what do? Just sit your ass all day? Alright, enough AI hooplas. We have plenty other hooplas to discuss, but before we get to all those, if you like this video so far, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and leave some tips through any of these means, including YouTube membership, links below. Thank you to all the sponsors this week, you're all fantastic. What a wild take to wake up in the morning on. Unironically, abolish hospitals. What? I guess you don't want people to get healthy then? The hospital is a capitalist institution by which capital mass hoards medicine and medical supplies from people and commodifies them. Have you ever considered that medicines and medical supplies are hard to make and requires a lot of intelligence and effort? It's an institution of social control. It's not. It's a place where people recover from all sorts of sicknesses. How are medicines and healthcare going to be distributed? It'll be more spread out rather than being locked behind in a hospital administered by the state or some company. Just say you want free healthcare, bro, or for that matter, free things in general. What if it was administered by a cooperative, like how every model of socialism in history ran theirs? Then you're gonna pay more taxes, doofus. A lot of these horrible takes will really make people want to drink, but I don't drink. Most people don't drink, and that's fine. Better than fine even. This is the second time I see someone bashing others for not drinking. We need a new slur for people in their 20s who don't drink because they don't enjoy it. Oh no, how dare they not like alcohol? Seriously, this is the second time this month I see this take. Nothing in my vocabulary expresses enough contempt. Wow, okay, you deadbeat addict. Why do you hate sober people that much? Is it because you're jealous of our state right now? Unfortunately, I couldn't get a hold of the replies from this guy because they made their accounts private. Maybe don't make insane takes like this, and then people won't hound you. But hey, at least alcohol might be a potential solution for your problems compared to whining on the internet. Good lord, the doom and gloom continues. Just self-improve, bro. Well, yes, that's the point of life, but do it for you. Don't do it for some broad. This meme implies that all women need to do is exist. Yes, life is unfair. Do you want to whine about it, or do you want to do something about it? Must always have a job. Yes, how else are you going to survive? And do you want to be with someone with no job? Have friends and be sociable. Well, it's not always necessary. Not everyone is sociable and have lots of friends. And that includes some women. Be really good at something. Are you implying that you are not good at something? Anything? Be at least somewhat muscular. No, you don't have to, unless you want to attract hoes. Constantly approach women. No, you don't have to constantly approach women, but you do have to, approach women. Don't be meaningfully shy ever. Some people are just that shy, but you do have to overcome that if you want to be successful in life. No noticeable disabilities. Do you have any? Have sexual and relationship experience. No, these are not necessary, unless you want to attract hoes. Have low body fat percentage. No, I recommend staying healthy in general. Have the intelligence to succeed in life, but don't actually be a nerd. Yes, because being intelligent is not about knowing obscure pop culture references. It's about knowing how to navigate through life. How dare women ask men that can lead them through life? Don't have bad skin and can't cover it up either. Seems like a personal issue. You deal with this yourself. Be able to provide for kids, regardless if she says she wants any. Gee, I wonder why women want men like that. Have your own home, car, and more income. Not in this economy you can't, unless you rent. Also, do you really want to be poorer than your woman? Be older and taller than her. Do you want your woman to be older and taller than you? I'm not judging, but you're saying it as if you don't want to fulfill those requirements. Have more educational experience than her. Do you want to be dumber than your partner? Even if the context is college degrees rather than, practical education, it's still embarrassing. Be willing to give up time and energy to chase her. Well, yes, if you want a romantic partner, you need to put some effort in. If you're not putting any effort, then you're not gonna get her. I think that's the crux of this tweet, in that men need to put effort, women don't need to put effort, and that's not fair. Yes, it is absolutely not fair. Are you gonna keep on complaining about it, or are you gonna do something about it? I think a lot of those self-improvement advices are very nice things that you all should follow anyway. If you're complaining that you have to do all those rather than actually doing all those, no wonder why you're failing in life. And finally, shipping hooplas. Not ships, but character relationships. This is a genuine question someone asked. What caused this phenomenon? It's a screenshot of a Wojak highlighting a post talking about how two fictional characters are gay when they're just talking. The Wojak has a brain damage word ribbon. Well, this is just typical Fujoshi's behavior. There's no brain damage involved unless you count being really horny as brain damaged. You do have to point out that the fictional characters are not just fiction, but they are also really freaking attractive. That triggers the Fujoshi brains, and I don't mind that as long as you're not attacking other people's ships. The fast acceleration of a decaying society. Ah, yes, Fujoshis are decaying society. Obsessed fetishization of romance. That's not a bad thing. I'm not quite sure what you mean as fetishize romance. People do glorify romance, but I don't know how you would fetishize romance. Can't go into fandoms or jokes anymore without it being porn. Yes, you absolutely can. People don't want to discuss porn 24/7. It's tiresome, boring, and extremely uncomfortable if you're talking about that with strangers. The only brain-damaged person here is you, especially when you somehow stumbled on fandoms that make everything about porn. Most fandoms don't do that, so this sounds like a projection on your part. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.